Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. I am Adam. This is the reaction show to Manchester United against Sampdoria in our final pre-season game of the summer. I thought it was a very good run out for Manchester United today, and it follows the theme of pre-season 2017. I've got a feel-good factor about Manchester United after this pre-season, and it's not because we've only lost one game this pre-season. It's because things are going pretty well on and off the pitch for Manchester United at the moment. We need to keep it up though. We have been here before with teams and managers in terms of having good pre-seasons, feeling confident going forward. But we have to keep it up and we have to keep progressing and improving as the season comes and goes. But overall, I'm feeling very good about this Manchester United team this summer, and I'm going to tell you all about why I am feeling good about this Manchester United team this summer in this stream today. So thank you all for joining us. We're climbing in terms of the figures now. Just under 150 people in the house at the moment. So hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe and comment as well. Nee says Matic looked great. Man United God says I don't care about the result, to be honest, but everything is happy days. Cracking pre-season, says Nathan. Mickey is a beast, says the Bilgi. Matic was a beast, says Dave. And calm down, Matic was great, but calm down, says Declan. Ulrich thinks Valencia was the man of the match. Martial needs to start. He's got his mojo back, says Terence. United for the league 100%, says Cam. Getting a little bit excited there. And Lindelof looks shaky and scared, says Man United got a game. Hi Abdinasa. Hi Dave. Hi Ulrich, Elliot, Alfred, Arda, Bad Brad, Mustafa. Thank you all for getting involved here on Adam McKola TV. The season is right upon us now. This time next week, in 6 days' time, because it's on Tuesday, isn't it? We've got the Real Madrid game in the Super Cup, and then next weekend we've got West Ham in the league. I'm so fucking excited for this season to get underway. Manchester United, obviously, last season it was disappointing in the league. We did well in the cup competitions, but in the league it was disappointing. And I just feel like we've got a team that can improve this season on our league performances, and we've got a very good team. They need to deliver. They need to deliver for their manager, but we've got a very good team at this moment in time. Donnell White says one more signing. I think Jose wants to make one more signing ideally. But I mean, he said it himself. If he can get one more through the door, he would be happy. And that one more was Nemanja Matic. So I think he will still be trying to make new signings. I think he'll still be plugging away, trying to get new signings through the door. But if we don't make any, I don't think he's going to be unhappy. Because we've got a very good squad here. Now, let's talk about the game here today. From back to front, David De Gea had a decent game. The best save he had to make was from his own man, Daley Blind, and it, funnily enough, led to our first goal. Daley Blind, awful pass back. He's had a dreadful pre-season, to be fair to him. Now, I'm a big fan of Daley Blind, and I want him to be successful at Manchester United, but he hasn't been great for us in pre-season, so we need him to improve and get better quickly, because he hasn't looked good at this moment in time. He sent a pass back to David De Gea, and David De Gea scrambled across his line. He couldn't get there with his feet. He had to go with his hands. He went with his hands, and when he did, it was a pass back then because he touched the ball with his hands. So they got a free kick about 8 yards out. They take the free kick. We have 10, 11 men on the wall, on the line, block the free kick. Valencia bursts out with the ball, almost covers the length of the pitch. Finds Mkhitaryan, who picks a fantastic pass to the back post. And Matteo Darmian was getting found free in acres of space quite a few times, which is the benefit of having these two wing backs. If they're fit enough, they can find themselves in space. He found himself in space. His first touch wasn't great. He got to the byline, pulled it back. And when he did pull it back, there was Mkhitaryan on the back post to stick it in. He had few opportunities with his head today, Henrik Mkhitaryan, and he could have had a hat-trick with his head. But I thought Henrik Mkhitaryan would have been loving this formation today, loving playing just in behind Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku was destroying and bouncing all the defenders off him as soon as they got anywhere near him. So Henrik Mkhitaryan just had so much space. He had the midfield three behind him of Pereira, Pogba and Nemanja Matic. He didn't have to do anything defensively really. He just had to support Lukaku and try and get into space and create things, and he was doing just that. Romelu Lukaku had a good all-round performance despite not scoring today. And then you look at further back, Paul Pogba. He wasn't at his best today, but there was a few moments that were just breathtaking from him. And you look at the freedom he's got from Nemanja Matic just being behind him. And that freedom he has is fantastic, because when he's got freedom, when he doesn't have to worry about what's going on behind him, the things he can do going forward are immense. And the things he can do going forward is the reason why we paid, at the time, a world record fee of £89 million for him. So Paul Pogba is relishing off this freedom. Andreas Pereira, it wasn't his best game of pre-season. He's played better this pre-season, but again, it wasn't bad. And it's nice to see him working his way into Jose Mourinho's thinking. He started today. Now in the UEFA Super Cup final, I fully expect if we play a midfield three, it's going to be Matic, Pogba and Herrera. And I think that's the right way to go, because obviously Herrera's the more experienced one. But Andreas Pereira did fantastically well today, and he did his chances in this pre-season tour. He did his chances very well of being involved with Manchester United this season. And people talk about Fosu going on loan now. Ideally, he stays at Manchester United. He fights for a spot. He provides backup to Fosu, to Antonio Valencia. But they could be looking at Andreas Pereira there and thinking, look how well he did on loan. Look how well he's come back. Maybe that's something there for Timothy Fosu Mensah if the right club's available. But I only think we should let Fosu Mensah go if we bring in someone like Sergio Aurier. If we don't need to bring anybody in, because he should be able to get games here. And if we can give him games here, I believe he's ready for games here. I absolutely adore Timothy Fosu Mensah. So yeah, as I was saying, that midfield, Pogba with the freedom. I expect Herrera will replace Pereira in the Super Cup final, but overall that's looking good. Nemanja Matic made his first start as a Manchester United player today, and he looked good. He only played 45 minutes, and to think he played 45 minutes having not been selected for any of Chelsea's pre-season games, not having any minutes under his belt, not going on pre-season tour with them. So he's been training in London with the fitness coach at Stamford Bridge. So you take all those things into consideration, and you think he looked good today, and he'll only get better with more minutes under his belt and more time getting to know his teammates and all that stuff. So I was totally happy with Nemanja Matic's performance today. I think he showed the positives that we can come to expect from him in a Manchester United shirt, and the benefits he will bring to the club now that we have brought him in. So I'm really, really looking forward to what Nemanja Matic can do for us today. And I think today was just a little bit of a taster. Then you go into the back three. It worked all right. The wing backs are getting their space. The wing backs are getting forward. It worked okay for Manchester United today, this back 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. It worked well. And I think there'll be some opposition where we can play this formation, and we can take on teams with it. It allows us to play two up top. It allows us to play the three in the middle. It still allows us to get the width with the wing backs if they're fit enough. Like I said, Antonio Valencia is definitely fit enough. And yeah, I'm happy with this team and I'm feeling confident. So that was the first half performance. It was 1-0 through Mkhitaryan's goal. Could have been more, wasn't more, unfortunately. Second half then, and you see the midfield three changed. Carrick, Fellaini, Herrera came in. Mkhitaryan went off. Mata came on. So he was behind Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku eventually went off for Rashford, and Martial came on as well for Daley Blind. Daley Blind didn't have the best of games, unfortunately. In the first half, in the second half, he was all right. But he hasn't had the best of pre-seasons, needs to fix up. But anyway, like I was saying, when we made those changes in the second half, and we changed the midfield three, and we changed Mkhitaryan for Mata, we seemed to lose grip of the game. And that's not any individual's fault. It's just what a result is of making all those changes. So we made all those changes, and then we were a bit lacklustre at the start of the second half. They got back into the game, which was a bolt out of the blue. I didn't see them scoring. It was a decent goal as well. Carrick, what was he doing? Valencia Probably should have went through the player. Probably would in a competitive game. But I've seen him do it in friendlies, to be fair. And yeah, I just think we could have done better on the goal. But apart from that, the performance was consistent. After their goal, we brought on Martial and Rashford and we looked better. Their pace was helping us. Their pace was worrying their back four. Anthony Martial set up Juan Mata's goal. It was great to see that. All this talk about Anthony Martial going on loan. Fuck out of here. Get out of here. If he goes on loan, I would be absolutely devastated. Now, nothing would surprise me in terms of loan moves and Jose Mourinho. But if Martial goes on loan, it would absolutely devastate me. We cannot send Anthony Martial on loan. He's ready now for Man United. We can play him. Yes, he needs to get consistency in his game. But how can he get consistency in his game if we don't play him consistently? Play him consistently and he will bring consistency to his game. If he was to go out on loan, be absolutely devastated. We've got close to 200 people in here at the moment, guys. Thank you for joining us straight after the game. If you come over from Full Time Devils as well, thank you for heading over. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're commenting, getting your thoughts in. I'm going to dive into your comments shortly. I know I've been ignoring them a little bit while I get my thoughts in, but just giving you my thoughts on the game, and then I'll head into your comments and we'll do a little bit of a Q&A on the game. So not to worry about that. But overall, I think pre-season's been pretty good for United. We've developed. I think last season we lacked pace in our play at times. We lacked flair, and we've got that. We lacked balance in midfield. Matic has brought us that. We needed cover at centre half. Lindelof has brought us that. He still needs to prove himself. He hasn't been great. I agree. He hasn't been great, but he's an option, and we need to give him time. We can't rush to a judgment on him. So overall, I'm confident going forward. You look at the squad, we've got numbers in every position. In goal, Romero, David De Gea, Joel Pereira. We got the best first goalkeeper in the world. We got the best second goalkeeper in the world. We got the best third goalkeeper in the world. Then at right back, Valencia, Fosu, Mensah, Darmian. Left back, Shaw, Rojo, Darmian can play there. Demi Mitchell can play there. Centre half, Smalling, Bailly, Jones, Rojo, Blind, Lindelof, Twanzebe, Smalling. All these players that can play in these positions. Central midfield, Matic, Carrick, Fellaini, Pogba, Herrera, Pereira. Timothy Fosu Mensah too can play there. Daley Blind can play there if needed. Up top, Romelu Lukaku, Marcus Rashford can play 9. Martial can play 9. Zlatan, when he's back, can play 9. You look out on the right. Who can play on the right? Mickey can play on the right. Lingard can play on the right. Mata can play on the right. Who can play number 10? Mata, Mickey can play number 10. Lingard can play 10. Who can play on the left? That's where we're a little bit short. And I can see why Jose Mourinho wants to bring in Perisic there. That's the only position I think where we're short in. Now I think Bladen saying we're the best team in the world is getting a little bit carried away. We're far away from that yet. And I think, that game against Barcelona, it did show a little bit of a we need to get up a little bit to those levels. But in terms of challenging for the league title this season, in terms of getting back to where we need to be as Manchester United, I believe this squad has got that. I'm really excited about this squad. I think we've had a very good pre-season tour. Now, I know we've had good pre-season tours in the past. I know I was positive after Louis van Gaal and all that. And I'm not now coming out and saying, we're going to win the fucking treble. We've had a great pre-season tour. And I'm not saying this because of the results. I'm saying this because I feel that United are moving in the right direction. We have improved from last season. I can see that in this squad. We've brought in Romelu Lukaku, who's going to get us goals. Matic, who's going to help Pogba improve. Mickey, Marshall, these guys will improve. Mata will improve. Pogba will improve. Alex Ferguson, I don't think it's the real one, says Matic was class. His positioning was Bolt waiting for the call-up, says Luke. I really better keep waiting. If Bolt gets a call-up, I want to call up. I bet I'm better than fucking Usain Bolt. Have you seen him play football? He's awful. Tom says, what's my opinion on Fellaini? Look, I don't think Fellaini is anyone's first choice for Manchester United. He isn't. We all know that. But he provides an option for us. He's a player that's a valuable squad member. He scores some crucial goals at times. Yes, he does idiotic things at times too. But Jose likes him, and Jose likes him for good reason. All managers like him for good reason. And I think today he showed he wants to fight for his place. He came on, And there was a moment where he was absolutely idiotic with the ball. He was messing around with it, fucked up. And no, sorry, he was great with the ball. And then he had a 6-yard pass and he messed up. But apart from that, his all-round play was great. In the build-up to our second goal, he was the one that won the ball back, set Martial on his way and allowed Martial to run through the defence and pass to Mata. So I think Fellaini's here to stay and he's here to fight for his spot. And there's talk, obviously, of him going to Turkey. There's talk that with Matic coming in and he's not happy. But Jose is putting the signals out there that he does not want to let Marouane Fellaini go. And while those signals are being put out there, I don't think Marouane Fellaini will go. Mobile Monkey says he's a decent backup player. Denchman Joe says, I already play, mate. I look like Romero. I wish I had Romero's bank account, mate. I will admit, Adam, you were right. Matic was the better choice than Fabinho, says WWE fan. Look, Fabinho would have been a fantastic signing as well. But I think in terms of ideal for what United need, the experience, the proven Premier League quality, I think Matic is that. Elliot says, smash that like button now if you absolutely love Man United. So I may as well do it. Eyes wide open, there have been no sirens yet. Bud the Red, thank you for getting involved. Utkarsh says 3-5-2 with MPH versus Real. Could be, you know, mate. Maybe that's why Jose played it today, because this was the last game before that game against Real Madrid. So maybe he's just testing things out a little bit. Or he could be saying to Real Madrid, look, there's me playing a 3-5-2. And then on the day, he plays 4-3-3. Tom says Bailly was solid when he came on. It's a shame we haven't got him for the UEFA Super Cup final. Fuck you, UEFA, you slags. Fellaini can stay and be an option, but him and Carrick can't start together. Jules, I fucking agree with that one. Bladens, thank you for liking the video. Matic looked controlled, says Nabil. Benjamin Tucker, yeah, Matic was 29 yesterday. It's Lequez says he's watching McKola on the bus home from the game. You're a fucking legend, mate. I love you. I hope you had a good night at the game there today. Glad United got the winner in the end as well. Nice to see Juan Mata getting the goal towards the end. Nice to see Martial setting him up. But obviously Juan Mata getting the goal. After missing some of pre-season with injury, it was nice to see that happen. Really happy with Matic. People should learn to trust Jose Bilal. Where's Rooney's right testicle today, says Mustafa. Did he really disappear with Wayne Rooney? Remember we had that whole thing, are you going to leave us alone when Rooney goes? And maybe he has. Declan, thank you for joining us. The Master Gaming says, my man of the match. It's a difficult one, but I'd probably give it to Antonio Valencia. I thought he was probably the most impressive player today. I thought he did well. And also, because he played the most minutes, I think. He was the most impressive out of those that played the most minutes. Martial came on, was good. Rashford came on, was good. Mickey was very good in the first half. So there's a few options there. But I think Valencia would probably deserve it overall. But the red liked Twanzebe when he come on. He looked a beast. Matic nearly killed that woman, says Robbie Jones. He did. At least he went over to her and said sorry. And at least, yeah, she didn't get seen on television getting the ball kicked in her face, because I think the camera missed that one a little bit. The stream's been on for 18 minutes, mate. Thank you for joining us. Better late than never. Hey, if you're in, hit that like button. Nyasha, what did you miss? You basically missed the fact that United won against Sampdoria 2-1. Mickey and Mata with the goals. Mickey's goal was a fantastic bit of counter-attacking play. Mickey could have actually had a hat-trick today as well. Nemanja Matic made his debut, looked very good in the centre of midfield. Only played 45 minutes because of a lack of fitness, but he's looking good. And then, second half, Juan Mata gets the goal. Martial sets him up. Good bit of play by Anthony Martial. Good finish by Juan Mata. Just what we needed to end the performance and give those Irish fans inside the ground there today a victory to see us on their way home. JS says, my views on Lindelof. My views on Lindelof is that we need to give him time. He hasn't been great this pre-season. I totally agree with everybody that says that. But I'm not going to get on his case. I'm not going to start calling him a flop already. I'm going to say let's give him time. If you judge players too soon, you can end up looking stupid. Those that judged Evra and Vidic too soon now look stupid. So we have to give him time, but we have to be aware as well that he has to improve on what he has shown in pre-season. But all the players will improve on what they've shown pre-season. You also have to bear in mind that Victor Lindelof has played in a back three, a back four, with 3 different goalkeepers behind him, different centre-half partnerships beside him. So you have to take that into consideration as well. Let him get a run of games with the same partner beside him, with David De Gea behind him, and let's see how good he is then, because he deserves that before we judge him. Does Mickey's free role help us in the 3-5-2, says Utkarsh? Yes, it does. But what's also interesting about that is you can play Mickey there, who offers you something. You could play Rashford there, who would offer you something totally different. You could play Lingard there, who would offer you something totally different again. And you could also play Mata there as well. Now, maybe Mata doesn't have the legs to play there week in, week out. But it wouldn't be that bad of a choice at all. So we've got options there in that position. And we need to keep going with that. Yes, King's Latin, how you doing? He always plays with Smalling, says Indra. He does always play with Smalling, which some would probably say is bad luck for him. How have I just lost a couple of subscribers? How is that possible? You's lot unsubscribing. Don't you dare. Hit that subscribe button right now. What are you waiting for? By the way, guys, we're trying to hit 40k by the beginning of the Premier League campaign. I've had a great rise in subscribers in the last couple of days. I think in the last couple of days we've had about 500 new subscribers. So thank you, new and old, for joining us here on Adam McKola TV. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hi, Abdi Kareem. Thank you for joining us again. Tom Talbot says, still think we need someone like Bale or Sanchez. May be difficult though, mate. Mo points out that I'm less than 2k from my target. Thank you, mate. King's Latin. Love you too, mate. How you doing? Adam is back again. Jack's back. Jack's back. What's going on, Jack? Heard you back. Heard you bringing sexy back, Jack. You like that? Don't know where that came from. I'm in a weird mood today. Don't know what's going on. Someone save me. Someone save me. All these games, preseason games, done my head in. If you want to meet me, mate, and you're at a United game, you know where to find me. You know where to find me. So make sure you come find me. Billy Bowman, what's popping? Who were your man of the matches today, by the way, guys? Because I'm saying Valencia, but I'm not saying Valencia like definite. I'm saying Valencia. Hair on point, says Elliot. You're on point, Elliot. You're on point. I'm going to do a video on Neymar's move tomorrow. So I'm not talking about that right now. I will do a video on it tomorrow, though. So don't worry about that. Ulrich, how you doing? Ulrich, do I recognise your face? Did I meet you at Midgetland game? Or a game like that in Europe? Somewhere like that. I think so. Steve's up at 5. Good night, mate. Good night. Thank you for joining us. Matic intercepting everything, says Score. Is that your 3-word review? Mickey was Mobile Monkey's man of the match. Declan's man of the match was Valencia. Tony 11 out of 10, says Steve. Matic, says Mizzen. Mickey, says Nathan. David De Gea, says Tesso. Robbie says Valencia. Tony G. Tony V says Denchman Joe. Mickey says Tom. A lot of Mickey shouts, Matic shouts, and Valencia shouts. And Mustafa has basically said all of them. Tom, thank you. And Ulrich wasn't the one that I met in Midgetland. So, sorry, mate. You just look like this mad kid I met in Midgetland who had like loads of signed Man United stuff and that. He was a crazy fanatic. And he had loads of signed stuff. So that's why he just sprang to mind. And that's why I thought, I recognise that face. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us here on Adam McKola TV. I will, of course, be back for you with more live content. Maybe tonight if we make a signing. But definitely tomorrow. Have that Neymar video for you. I have MUFC transfer talk. So make sure you keep it locked to Adam McKola TV. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And make sure you are keeping it locked. I've already said that, ain't I? Anyway, see you later. Love you.